What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Max, back at it again with some more Dead by Daylight content. I figure we'd probably just like get into these as like a baseline thing, I guess. I wanted to show off 6 survivor builds that I really enjoy, because as you can see, dude, I finally did it. I finally made it to Iridescent 1 Survivor. And it was tough, as you guys know. I'm a killer main. By this point, I've got like 1,300 hours in the game, and like 1,000 of them are on killer, I would say. And honestly, if I just tried to solo queue, I think it would have been impossible. So I played with friends the entire way through, and that's what got me going. So one of the things that I'm actually going to show you is also the build that we spammed to get me to Iridescent 1, and it was insane. It's actually an insane build to just 4-stack. First of all, though, like I said, we've got 6, and who knows, maybe I want to take on individual videos for each one of these, because these are probably like my favorite go-to builds that I've been using lately. So we've got a couple of them set up on Kate and on Dwight, of course, my 2 mains. How could you not? Hello? We'll just start with this one, whatever. This is something that I saw from Tooney, actually. I'm sure you've seen his YouTube videos. He's a funny dude, by the way. But this is like super duper aura reading build, right? First things first, we got the skeleton key because it has 30 seconds of use. You would not want to do this with a dull key, because this is really only just good for opening the hatch. It only has 5 seconds of use, you see? So if it was between the skeleton key and the broken key, use the broken key, because, you know, if you don't have any... No, that's not what I meant to say. If you don't have any skeleton keys, then use the broken key over the dull key, because this gives you more duration, right? But I've got one. So 30 seconds of use. We've also got the Blood Amber, which lets me see the killer's aura when I'm channeling with the key. And also the prayer beads that gives me an extra 15 seconds, all right? So we have 45 seconds of killer aura reading, basically like during chases. And you don't really want to be spamming it. You want to just like tap it and watch where they're going and then predict and then tap it again and see where they're going. Because it does drain pretty fast still, but it's insane. We've also got Wiretap, Repressed Alliance, insane combo. It does take a little bit longer to build up Repressed Alliance over Wiretap, so you don't get them at the same time like you do with Blast Mine, per se. Which would be cool if they changed, I think. Maybe. Anyway, the idea is that you Wiretap the gen and you Repressed Alliance it, so the killer can't destroy the Wiretap. And then you get 30 seconds of blocked generator. I mean, Wiretap is around for much longer, but then the killer can go back and break it. So you get a guaranteed 30-second aura read around the generator. It's insane. And then we have Dark Sense, which is just the survivor version of Bitter Murmur. And we have Alert, which goes off like crazy. Every single time the killer kicks something, Alert goes off and you see their aura, right? Dude, imagine... Don't get any ideas behavior, because I think this would actually be terrible, but imagine if survivors had... Sorry, Talon. Filming videos. Imagine if survivors had a survivor version of Lethal Pursuer. It'd be insane. One can wish. Anyway. So yeah, this is the build. You just get to see the killer's aura all the time. But even still, like this right here is an insane item combo. This has helped me so much. This has helped me get so much better at running around Shack. It's nuts. Next build is classic old hyper-focus enjoyer. We have a Commodious toolbox. This is why I did this on Kate, because my Dwight is poor. He's item poor. Commodious is very important because it has a lot of charges. And we're also adding charges with the add-ons, because we're using Built to Last and Streetwise, right? So this basically gives you the toolbox nearly the entire match, basically. And of course, we know Hyperfocus and Stakeout is an insane combo together. Stakeout for as long as you're inside the killer's terror radius, you start building up tokens, And then all your good skill checks count as greats. And then, of course, hyper focus. You hit the great skill checks, you get insane gen progress. And you're doing all of that with Commodious Toolbox speed. So, this is a nice little combo. If I did not have any Commodious Toolboxes, this could still work. Maybe I would swap one of these out for, like, Distortion, and if I wanted to be saucy, just Pebble, I guess. Because it's fun, and it also interacts with the Terror Radius, but... you know what's funny? Dark Sense could also work here, because... Let's see. When the killer enters a Terror Radius... when the killer enters a 24-meter radius, not Terror Radius... When the killer enters 24-meter radius around you, you reveal their aura, right? So, as soon as they get close, as soon as you're not exactly getting stakeout stacks, but when they're close, you know, maybe that and Distortion would be good if you didn't have any toolboxes, but you need to try this, man. Streetwise built to last with the Commodious is nuts. The next build that we got going on here is Super Healing, right? My favorite healing perk in the game, Autodidact. Beautiful. We can't use a medkit with this build, even though we're using like Botany Knowledge and all this other healing stuff, because Autodidact does not work with a medkit. So we want those juicy stacks. And it's fine, honestly. Even just Autodidact and Botany Knowledge is nuts together. We're also running Desperate Measures, which is good if you guys are like on the back foot and everybody's like staying injured. You know, and we have Empathic Connection. Just so hopefully people come to us and give us our Autodidact stacks, but it also gives a nice little 10% boost. I just threw on a toolbox because, like I said, you can't use a medkit with this. You don't get Autodidact stacks. You could literally do whatever else you want. You could do a flashlight. You could bring your own medkit for self-care. That's actually probably a better choice. I didn't realize I had Rangers on Kate, but that's probably what I would do, honestly. Pretty good. Heals go real fast, especially with those Autodidact stacks, dude. It's nuts. So good old Dwight here, my boy. We have classic Bite the Bullet, hide in a corner and heal yourself. I wish that I had a Ranger on Dwight, but I don't. That's what I would use. Like the best medkit you could have. And just stack it up with charges. Because you're going to be needing to have that available all the time so you can get value off the build. If you don't have one, it's going to suck. Oh, I just passed it. It's going to suck, but we'd put self-care on. All right? In desperate times, desperate measures, you know? The only good thing about self-care with this is self-care takes so long. There's no way. There's no good way to put it. Self-care takes so long, but it's free. You know what I mean? You run out of juice with your medkit, then you're just kind of fucked, honestly. And to be honest with you, I didn't put self-care on here because I didn't want to promote that kind of shit, because it's a bad perk. It's a really bad perk. But we're making do here. We got some charges. The idea here is that you get hit, take the fuck off with Overcome and Lucky Break, because when you get hit, you don't leave scratch marks or pools of blood. And you basically run around somewhere, hide behind something sneaky, and start healing yourself. And you're silent because of Bite the Bullet. I threw Quick and Quiet on here just to pair well with Overcome and Lucky Break. But yeah, this... it's so funny when this works, dude. I've gotten out of so many sticky situations. What the hell? I've gotten out of so many sticky situations with Bite the Bullet. It's hilarious when it works to watch the killer just walk right past you. This is a fun build. Now, this is one that I've been using. This is probably my second most used build before we get onto the one that we pushed to Eerie 1 with. This is like the... As you see, my Dwight has sunglasses on, yeah? This is my classic cool guys don't look at explosions build, right? And this has awakened my senses to the power of Vigil, bro. I love Vigil now, especially with Sprint Burst. So the idea here is you start cranking out a gen. Again, we have shitty toolbox on Dwight because he's poor. Start cranking out a gen. You get that Blast Mine, right? Killer runs up, you just put the blast mine, and you get the fuck out of there with Sprint Burst. They're going to have a really hard time tracking you because of lightweight, right? And then they're going to go back and kick the gen, and then you see that glorious Killer Blind score event, and it makes it all worth it, baby. And then Vigil just is nice, man. If I could stick Self-Aware on here, like if I didn't want to do Blast Mine shenanigans, I would use Self-Aware and just walk out my Sprint Burst, and 32 seconds is the exhaust with Vigil, so that's how the math works out. It's pretty great. Love it. Been drinking it for years. Next, finally, the build that got me to Iridescent 1. We, all four of us, stacked all 4 boons, and if I could, right, I would have one of us bring a crystal bead, okay? And if you don't have a rainbow map, you need to use the red twine to see the totems, but it's fine. Retarding jelly is just good, keeps your map around longer, and the crystal bead lets everybody see what you see on your map, basically, but I don't have any. So that's what I would use instead. I would use the retardant jelly and the crystal bead. And everybody on the team would be running all the boons, and we just dominate the map. I can't tell you, dude, how many spirits we've gone up against that didn't snuff the totems. Shadow Step is like secretly the underdog of this build. Shadow Step is fucking insane. Yeah, like Exponential is good. The healing from Circle of Healing is good. The speed boost from Dark Theory is nice. But bro, Shadow Step was the MPV. Shadow Step was the MVP of this build, I swear to God. Especially with all 4 totems lit up and all connecting to each other. It was a good time, man. This is the build that got me to Iridescent 1. We all spammed this, and I pushed, and we got it. So, this is insane when you, like, stack it all together with 4 people. So, like I said, hopefully I'm going to try to get some videos out on each individual build. It would be kind of long to try to do every build in this video, but look forward to it, guys. Let me know some of your favorite Survivor builds down in the comments below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.